Shayla Turner's company called Conscious Consulting. I do self-employed, so I do a lot of consulting work around the city of Cleveland, and I'm definitely thankful for this opportunity to share with you all. Keep it 100. I just like seeing a whole bunch of black people together looking real good. It's a good environment. I'm one of those people that's like, look, I'm really trying to move to a place where there's no snow, and I see people like you every day. So give me about 3 years and I'll get there, and hopefully a couple of you join me and look just as sharp as you do. I want to start off before I get into the speech aspect of it. Can I share a poem?
Absolutely.
All right, cool. I haven't done this in a few years, so I'm hoping I remember it all. If I don't, then we'll just stop the record and go into the talk. This poem or piece is entitled Letter to America. Are you freaking kidding me? After 400 years of slavery, you mean to tell me that this is the best that you can do? One day a year, you let us off of work to honor a man who died so that we may have a job. Then you give us 1 month to acknowledge the reality that we have a history called black, evidence of the fact that we were never meant to be Americans. And as 3/5 human, you gave us a month that was 3 days shorter than the rest, and 5 months away from the day you celebrate our nation's independence. And there's at least one more incident where you took advantage of our ignorance, created the 13th Amendment, told us that it intended to set blacks free, when actually, it only specified the conditions by which you could legally impose forced servitude on me. But you hid this truth in the one place that you knew that we could not look. With high illiteracy, it was easy to deceive by concealing it in a book. Black letters on white paper, the only place where these two colors have been allowed to come together to make sense, America. You are an incomplete fictional piece of literature whose blank pages fail to appreciate the value of darkness within its borders, with margins and lines designed to give us order, forcing us to stay within the confines you afford us to you. We are no more than calligraphy, poetic strokes of artistry, outwardly expressing the existence of inward envy as blonde-haired, blue-eyed black women reject the idea that they too want to be white. But not from the perspective of having skin that is light, but from the understanding of it as a social construct that allows you to do wrong, but recorded in history as right. And though you were not the primary entity that imposed slavery on the dark-skinned humanity, you profited from the industry by justifying the insanity of forcefully subjugating a people who look like me. So tell me, where is the liberty in that? America, you were not found. You were formed. Your southern clay made red from the blood that drips from the rips and the backs of blacks who were beaten for not understanding the English they were never taught. While the red-skinned man can't understand how he can be prosecuted for trespassing on his own land. Their blood, their tears cause trails that run between your high places, exposing your low plateaus, following them until their sorrows are dried up in sand. Forcing them to build monuments where the real illegal immigrants gamble on their future in hopes of a financial elevation, a disenfranchised people. Not allowed to eat at the establishments built on their own soil, even though they were given a reservation. America, your Mississippi still has shacks. Your Chicago still has crack, and the poorest of your cities are still filled with blacks. Your advantaged majorities take advantage of minorities, but surely we have not given up on the opportunity to become the identity that we intended to be, or is that reality no more tangible than the words in my letter to America? Question. Same question I had for America. Oh, the poem's over. Question. Is this the best that we can do?
No.
It was rhetorical. Is this the best that we can do? And that's not a question that we necessarily need to answer collectively. It's a question I believe that can only be answered individually. Because all you can do is all you can do. And to quote Art Williams, then all you can do is enough. Like, we are enough. But for some strange reason, we've been deceived in believing that what we have isn't enough. There was a story about a man, a very wealthy man. And this man was so wealthy that he was able to employ 7 men who worked around his estate. And it was a painter, a plumber, a carpenter, an electrician, 2 drivers, and he had a personal assistant. And then one day he had been called away for duty. He had to do some business out of the state, and he would be gone for 30 days. And he called the 7 men together and said, listen, I'm going to be gone for 30 days, and I'm going to entrust my state to you. I need you to take care of everything until I get back. And he pulls out 3 envelopes, in which case he calls for the painter, he calls for one of the drivers, and he calls for his trusted personal assistant. And he gives the painter an envelope, and inside of his envelope was $100,000. And he says, listen, I need you to take care of this until I get back. He said, okay. And then he calls forward one of the drivers. He gives him the second envelope and says, here, I need you to take care of this until I get back. And inside of the envelope was $10,000. And he said, okay, I'll take care of it. And then he calls his personal assistant, the guy who was the closest to him, the one who knew him like the back of his hand. And he gives him an envelope, and inside of the envelope was just $1,000. And he said, listen, take care of this $1,000 until I get back. He said, okay. He hops in an Uber, goes on to the airport to do his thing. And so the painter's looking at all this money. He's like, man, I've got to do something with this. Look at this opportunity. So he calls the carpenter, he calls the electrician, and he calls the plumber, and he says, listen, I need your all's help. I've got this idea. Let's do something with this money. So they decide to purchase a house and flip it. Y'all seen House Hunters? You buy the house, put all the money and flip it. You've been watching HGTV, so that's what they do. And since they already had the skills, they got the house, and they began to work on this house for the next 3 weeks. At the end of the 3 weeks, this house was worth so much more than they paid for it, they were able to sell the house in the next week, and they made $30,000 in profit. The 2 drivers looked at the amount of money that they had, and they were like, okay, well, what are we going to do? We got $10,000, you drive and I drive. How can we make money with this? So they said, I've got an idea. I heard that this place called Amazon pays you to deliver packages, so they went and bought a van. And with that van, they worked 12-hour shifts. The first guy worked 12, the other guy worked 12, and they did this every day for 30 days, and at the end of 30 days, all that work, they had made $14,000, a little bit more than. And the third guy, the personal assistant, he looked around and he didn't have anyone to help him. He looked in his envelope and all he had was a simple $1,000. And so he got a little depressed. He says, well, I don't know what to do with this, so I better not lose it. He goes into the house and he sticks it in the middle of a book. And he takes the book and he hides it up under one of the beds. He says, well, the least I can do is keep it safe. So 30 days goes by, and the manager, the owner, the wealthy man comes back, and he calls the 7 men and says, okay, show me what you've done. And then the painter comes up, he's smiling, he says, look, I called the carpenter, I called the electrician, I called the plumber. We all came together, we bought a house, we flipped it, we sold it, we got your $100,000 and an extra $30,000 on top. The man was so thankful, he says, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give each of you $5,000. And from now, and I'm going to give you $100,000, and you all can go and you can flip another house and make some more money with it because I can trust you. He looks to the to the driver, and he's a little excited now. He says, well, what did you do? And he says, well, me and the other driver, we decided to get a van, and that's what we did. And he's like, well, so you spent my money on a van? He said, well, hold a sec. Well, we took that van, and we worked for Amazon, and we made $14,000, so here's your 10, plus an extra $4,000. He was very impressed. He says, as a matter of fact, keep the $4,000 and the van so you all can make some extra money on the side. And we're very happy. And so at this point, he's just bubbling over with expectation because now it's his personal assistant, the guy who knew him better than anyone else. He says, well, tell me, what did you do? He says, well, I took the money and I put it in a book and I hid it under a bed. And that was it. And so the man said, well, what, you didn't try anything? He says, well, I didn't have help like the other guys did. I only had $1,000. I didn't have nearly as much as the other guys, so I figured the best thing I could do was just put it away someplace safe to make sure I didn't lose it. The man was upset. He says, you know, I wish you would have at least taken a risk. Even if you would have lost some of the money or all the money, at least you would have tried. He says, as a matter of fact, you're fired. Because I can't trust you. And if we look at each and every one of us in the room, we fit into one of those 3 categories. Either one, we're the individual. When we look around, we have a whole bunch of family and love and support, and we have all the resources in the world. And if you're that person, we expect a lot from you. If you've got all that money and all those resources and this great opportunity, we expect greatness from you. A little is not enough. You've got to do something with it because not everybody has that opportunity. But maybe you're the person in the middle. Maybe you only got maybe one person to help you You're not rich, but you're not poor. We still expect something from you. Maybe not as much as the first guy, but you've got to do something with it. But the sad reality of it is that most of us are probably like the third man. We don't have a lot of money. And we look around, we really don't have any support. And like him, many of us will take our talents, hide it away somewhere, and never use it. We'll never use it. We'll never even see if we can do something with it because we feel like, look, I don't have enough help. I don't have enough money. Basically, we feel like I don't have enough. Am I the only person who's ever woke up feeling like I don't have enough? Am I the only person who's ever felt like, look, man, I wish if I just had the connections that he had, or if I just had the money that she had, then I could do some more too. The reality of it is, whatever you have, it's enough. What you have is enough. You just got to do something with what you have. I'm inspired by my children. My daughter is in her second semester of her first year at Vanderbilt. And I'm proud of her. I think that's pretty dope because I didn't even know of a school called Vanderbilt, apparently because I would have never gotten into a school like Vanderbilt. And the cool part was that she got a full ride with no sports. And I was like, man, I'm proud of you. She did what she could do. See, her story wasn't the happiest. She's one of those kids who grew up to parents who don't have money. And I remember the day when she got accepted. And you all ever heard of that school not too far from here called Hathaway Brown? It's a nice school. Anybody ever seen that school inside? That school is disgustingly nice. Like, it's offensively nice inside of that school. And we go in, and she got accepted to the school because she had gotten straight A's her entire life. She did what she was supposed to do. And then here comes the opportunity. It says, okay, your daughter can come, and it's only going to be $27,000 a year. Can we expect a check? I said, no. I only made $30,000. I can't spend $27,000 on one child. And I saw the look on my daughter's face as it went from like excited to disappointed. And it broke my heart probably more than it broke hers to tell her, I can't afford that. And at that particular day, I didn't even know she had another level. But she found it, and she kicked it to another gear, and she made it up in her mind that she would never, ever let anybody be able to tell her no for whatever reason. And she busted her behind, and she worked, and she worked, and she worked. She ended up graduating high school with like a 4.67 GPA. I didn't even know they went that high, you know? That's ridiculous. Ended up being like the class president, playing varsity softball. She ended up having like 2 paid interns. She just worked, and she worked, and she worked, because all she could do was all she could do. And then it got to the end of the day, she got the full ride, and the one thing the school didn't pay for was the transportation to get there. Like, y'all know Vanderbilt isn't like right down the street, right? All the way in Tennessee, I'm like, how are we gonna get there? And so I'm talking with my wife, and I'm like, well, we can borrow money from here, I won't pay that bill this month, and maybe if we do this and we can do that, we can get her there and get her everything she needs. But she busted her butt so much so that we had a friend who was inspired by her effort. Like, she didn't use the fact, like, she didn't grow up in the suburbs, she didn't grow up with a whole bunch of money, she didn't grow up with a silver spoon in her mouth. She was so inspired that this woman, having no money of her own, decided to reach out to all of her friends and say, listen, there's this amazing little young lady that we can't let miss this opportunity. And somebody gave 50, and somebody gave 20, and somebody gave 100. When it was all said and done, people that I haven't even met to this day had raised over $1,000 just for her to go to school. And I'm simply saying that when you do all that you can do, somebody else will come in. I mean, it's like a miracle. They'll step in and they'll bring the difference. They'll come out the woodworks from places you would never imagine. But the question is this the best that you can do? See, when people see you doing your best, it inspires them to want to do more. It inspires them to want to give their best when you're doing all you can do. And I want you to know something, that all you can do is enough. Because you might be like, look, I'm only good at one thing. All right, be dope at that one thing. 37 years old was when I finally woke up and decided what I wanted to do with my life. Please don't wait till you're 37 years old. That's entirely too late. 37 years old is when I was like, I got to figure out something, because I tried this, and I tried that, and I tried this, and I tried that, and none of it was like satisfying that emptiness on the inside. I'm like, God, what am I going to do? And he says, all right, what are you good at doing? I said, all right, well, there's only one thing I'm really good at doing: talking. I was like, well, do that. He's like, well, I'm going to go into sales. He said, I didn't say selling, I said talk. So, well, I'll do this and I'll do this. He said, no, just talk. It's like, well, that's it. Because, when people ask you, what do you do for a living? Can you just say talk? It's not really a respected profession. What do you do? Oh, well, I talk. And you know what I tell people when they ask me what I do for a living? I say talk. They're like, why? Because that's my gift. That's what I do. People say, well, how are you going to feed your family doing that? I have no idea. But that's what I've got. So all you can do is all you can do. But all you can do is enough. And I believe that if you just believe in what you have as enough, somebody will open up a door. See, I know that I just got to keep talking until I talk to the right person. I know I've just got to keep talking until I speak to the right venue. Because somebody's going to hear that talk like, I like the way you talk. You just got to keep doing whatever it is that you do. See, I'm excited. Any of y'all have heard of a group called Toastmasters? Yeah. You haven't heard of it? For those of you who haven't, please look it up. Like, all of us need to be a part of that thing. It'll help you tremendously in your professional life. There's my spiel. With Toastmasters, they have an international competition. I'm terrified. Because I'm like, man, you mean you got to compete with people on the other side of the planet? I'm like, yeah. And so here it is, little old me from nowhere. We had the second round of the competition was yesterday. And so I walk in, I'm like, all right, so I won at the club level, so now I got to go compete at the area level. And you walk in the room, and you see some people, and they're like, well, this is my third or fourth time. I'm like, crap, this is my first. I'm about to get slaughtered. And, you know, all the nervous energy starts bubbling up, that feeling of I'm not worthy, that feeling of I'm not good enough, that feeling of maybe you should have done something else. Like, all those things started turning on the inside, and you have to tell them, shut up, you got to do this, it's your shot. And it was crazy, so I'm really ready, I'm ready to throw up. Like, if somebody would have pushed me, I would have felt fat on my face, because I'm that nervous. And so I get up there, and I do my thing. And the audience loses their mind. And so I end up coming in first place, and it was crazy, not just winning, but I won by so much, it was ridiculous. The crazy part is, there was this feeling of feeling like I wasn't enough, but the reality of it was I was way more than I ever thought I could be. And I believe each and every one of you is dealing with, will either has, is, or will deal with that at some point in your life where you feel like I'm not enough. But if you just give it everything you got, you'll find out you got way more than you ever needed. Way more than you ever needed. Like, way more. When they'll tell you that you didn't even have to do all that. You could have won with a lot less. You've got everything you need. You just got to give it all you have. You've got it all. It just got to find some reason to let it out. I'm an educator. The word educate, if you look at it in the etymology of the word, it literally means to draw out. See, the difference between an educator and a teacher has a responsibility to put stuff in you. I do that sometimes too. But I like educating because the reality of it is everything you need is already there. It's already there. In this whole experience, the best thing you're going to get besides the degree, the best thing you're going to get is this experience that draws that out of you, that demands it from you. You've got to put yourself in situations where you're nervous, where you feel inadequate, where you feel like you're not enough, so you can find out that you have no reason to be nervous. You have no reason to feel inadequate, that you find out that you are more than enough. You are more than enough. And there are other people out there who see it in you. They see it, and they will invest. If you believe in it more than you've been believing in it, they will invest in you. What is the theme for tonight's evening? Tonight's gala? Say it again, somebody real loud. No, it's another part. It's like on the front. You can read. You're allowed to cheat. What does it say? We are the everything. We are the everything. We are the everything. You ain't missing nothing. You're not missing anything. You lack nothing. There's nothing you need to be complete. You were born with everything. Our Creator would not create you and be like, oh, I left the piece. You have everything you need on the inside of you, so just go do you the way you do you and be great at that and be unapologetic about it. Be you. You need nobody's approval to be you. Nobody's validation to be you. Just be you. And if you be unapologetically, authentically you, I promise you it will be enough. For those of you who are navigating through this space, who are either have graduated or about to graduate, or fight like mad to one day be able to graduate, finish and finish strong. Finish and finish strong. Even if nobody's there for your graduation, finish strong. Even if nobody's applauding you along the way, finish strong. Not for my sake, for your sake. Just so you can look back and say you did that thing. Just so you can look back and say you didn't quit. Forget about fitting in one of those stupid statistics. Who cares? Do it for you. So you can look in the mirror one day and have no regrets. You want to be able to look over your life and say, I gave it everything I had. And I'll put it to you like this. If I give it everything I got, and I lose, I can live with it. But my experience has been in life that whenever I give it everything I got, I always win. The experience has been that whenever I give it everything I got, I always win. And I know for each and every one of you, I don't know what it is that you have planned, but I promise you, if you give it everything that you got, you will win. I can't say anything else. I just want to leave you with this one thing. You are more than enough. You are more than enough. You are